These are all the reasons I loved Freedom of the Seas. So, we had booked a room on board Freedom of the Seas for a sailing, a 7-night sailing around the Caribbean in October of 2024. We had booked a junior suite in one of the amplified parts of the ship. So, this is a section of it right by the side of the gym and the spa. So, it actually meant that we were quite high up and quite far forward, and we had a huge balcony. So, I'd done a bit of research beforehand, actually on YouTube, to find the best room I could, and they actually recommended this one. And I booked a junior suite mainly for the points because we are at Diamond and we're trying to get to Diamond Plus within the Crown and Anchor Society. So we booked a junior suite, as I mentioned. We had room 11152, which after doing a bit of research myself online, I found, and I specifically booked this room. Now, if you know Royal Caribbean's booking process, you pay slightly more money if you want to choose your room, as opposed to you getting a guaranteed junior suite, which then they can move you to whatever part of the ship, they have space. But the room had been amplified, or so it had been created during the amplification, and the amplification is the refit program that Royal Caribbean have for all of their ships. As you can see in the photos, though, it doesn't quite match the decor of the general layout of the ship. So this ship is an older ship. I think it was built in 2005. So the decor is looking a little bit tired and dated in areas. It's still perfectly clean and tidy, and nothing has shown any wear and tear, but it's just a slight mismatch. Anyway, the decor in the room is more modern, new carpets in these areas. All of the furnishings in there look new as well. But it was a lovely room, loads of space, as you can see. The biggest takeaway from it was the balcony, which was absolutely massive. And it was obviously part of a different part of the ship beforehand. You can see there's a large overhang here, and there's like a window cleaning station, which, might bother you if you wanted a completely open view. But we had, 20 feet of glass and open sky. So I would say it was a pretty good room. So itinerary-wise, on this one, I think we had a really good itinerary. We've done one similar before, but this one included all the places we wanted. So it went from Fort Lauderdale over to Coco Cay, which is Royal Caribbean's private island in the Bahamas. It went over to Labadee in Haiti, which is another Royal Caribbean private resort in Haiti, right in the north of Haiti. And then we went to Falmouth in Jamaica and Grand Cayman. And all in all, the route itself was amazing. I mean, it had lots of different ports to keep everyone entertained, but ultimately our favourites were Labadee. Now, I know there's been a lot of talk about the unrest in Labadee itself, but I would say that from my own perspective, or from our perspective, we were checking regularly online to see what this situation was in the port. I know up until October, Royal Caribbean had suspended visiting that port due to the civil unrest in the area. But I would just say, from our personal experience, the port was perfectly safe. We didn't feel. So this ship is one of the Freedom class ships, which means it's in the middle of the Royal Caribbean fleet in terms of size and age. It was built in 2005, so it's 20 years old now. But one of the advantages of the amplification process is that all of the main parts of the ship have been renovated. So as part of the amplification process, Playmakers restaurant and bar were installed. The lime and coconut bar was installed in the poolside area. The Perfect Storm water slides were also added to that area as well. And we also have a few other things. There's a laser tag, which is, I think, in Studio B, which is like a multi-function ice rink kind of activity space as well. And there are loads of other renovations you can see about the ship, specifically in things like the buffet with the windjammer. You'll see that it looks modern now. You've got lots of nice seating everywhere. Everything's kind of bright and fresh and colourful. And then even in the poolside, you've got these kind of orange palm trees dotted around the space to make it look more fun. I think they've got some new kids' water activity centre in the pool deck as well. But all in all, I think they've done a great job of the amplification process, and I think it breathes new life into the ship, and it makes it kind of a space that tries to suit all different age ranges. So some top spots that we'd recommend. So the first one is Boleros, which is a Latin music bar. It's right in the core of the ship. They do some really cool cocktails in there as well. There's some pictures of them here. You can see the menu as well, but it's got a really good vibe. The live music is great and the entertainers are great in there. Next door to it is Playmakers, which is also a great space as well. It's a lot more lively than Boleros, and it's slightly noisier as well. You've got lots of TV screens playing sports games from around the world. There are table games as well going on around you, and they've got a really cool beer selection, which is included as part of your deluxe drinks package if you've purchased it. Then we have the Schooner Bar. Sorry if I've said it the wrong way. That does live entertainment as well. It tends to be slightly more low key, but they had a great entertainer there when we were there. His name was Curtis the Bell, and he was very funny, very talented. He could do these riffs on songs, and he was he was a good laugh, and we spent a lot of time in there. So I'd recommend going there or finding him if he's on another ship. So the final conclusion on this ship and this voyage. So just as a background as to what we've done, in the past with Royal Caribbean over the last 10 years, we've been on the Allure a couple of times, Harmony, Odyssey, Anthem, Voyager, and we are about to go on Allure again, and Independence, and then Quantum next year. So we've done a mix of different ships, mainly the ones in the middle of the fleet. We haven't done the smallest and we haven't done the largest. But I would say all in all, this is probably our favourite cruise. And I think there are a number of factors to that. I think the itinerary was great. You don't get an awful lot of cruises going around the Caribbean, at least not that I've found now, that go both to Labadee and also to Coco Cay. And they're both, for us, they're perfect spots. So there's that. The ship isn't the newest or the shiniest ship. It's showing its age in certain areas. You can see, there's a bit of like rust down at where you're doing the walk on, I think it's deck 3 or deck 4. But generally, the ship's in really good shape and it's been well looked after. And then I think as part of that, people on the ship have got, their expectations are slightly lower because they're not looking for a big, shiny, icon of the seas type ship. And I think that's reflected in the price. And then on top of that, the service was great. I think the staff are very familiar with the ship. And I think that's also reflected in the service and how good it is and things like the main dining room. And our room attendant was great. Again, very knowledgeable, very friendly, very familiar with the ship as well. And I think just that added confidence from the staff and, the ease of the passengers on board as well, I think adds to the overall effect of making it a great cruise. So our recommendation would definitely be to go on Freedom of the Seas if you can, and if you can get that particular itinerary, I'd say book it. So in terms of cost, we paid £1,200 each, so £2,500 UK money, and that was for a junior suite, which we thought was actually pretty good. So remember that this is a junior suite, so you get double points, which if you're chasing status is the fast track way of getting it. We had other passengers in our booking as well who had ocean view balconies. They paid about £1,800 for each of the cabins between two people, which again we thought was a pretty competitive price. Now there are other itineraries that do go to those two places I mentioned, so Labadee and to Coco Cay, among other places in the Caribbean. But we've noticed that the price has gone up quite a lot for this year. And I think Freedom is actually in dry dock for a period of time in early 2025. So I actually would recommend going on an Independence class, Freedom class ship. And hence the reason why I'm quite excited that we're going on the Independence in June, albeit only for a 3-night taster cruise with some other friends. So yeah, it was great. And I'd definitely recommend it. Thank you for watching this video, and if you have any comments or if you'd like to subscribe, please do so. Thank you.